Empire video. Last one was Uruguay, and I plan to make every country in this continent, except for the Falklands, a empire. Oh, I don't know about Suriname. Basically, Chile will be formed an empire, and in my books, Chile is one of the strongest countries in South America. Not the strongest, obviously. The three strongest countries in my books in South America is Colombia, Brazil, and Argentina. But if you were to say add two more, Chile and Peru will probably go there. The top 5 weakest would be Guyana, Suriname, Ecuador, and Uruguay. Wait, no. I don't think Ecuador's weak, honestly. They're probably the maybe. I don't know. Guyana. Okay, that's Fortnite. Guyana, Suriname, Paraguay, Uruguay, and probably Ecuador. French Guyana is not a country, that's France, who is the strongest country in this continent. Okay, never mind. So Chile is surrounded by very powerful countries. Argentina, who is, I think, in the top 25. I don't know, are they in the top 25? Peru, I mean, that's barely a border, so I don't think that's really worth it. And Bolivia, who, they're good. But if it isn't obvious, Chile's gonna invade Bolivia. Chile's got an issue, they're skinny. South America doesn't have many countries, so they're gonna have to use what they've got. They also have to install a monarchy. Chile will be buffed, so even with the buff, I don't even think Chile would. I think it would be a stalemate with Argentina. Now, the issue with this is Chile's gonna look horrendous when they do this, but Chile has to expand somewhere because they want to. Their guy is an expansionist. And I think the issue with some of these is going to be expanding, so the issue with some of these empires in South America. Brazil's up next in South America. I already wanted to do Brazil. Probably next episode of the Empire series. So, Chilean troops begin their invasion of Bolivia with relatively no resistance. Now, what they are doing right now is invading the mountain, but Chile's a mountain, so I'd imagine the military is trained for the mountains. The jungle, maybe not, but Chile's just a mountain in all reality. Kind of same with Nepal and Bhutan. I guess Switzerland. Problem is, they're skinny, so if, say, for example, Argentina were to do an invasion with them, they would get pretty damaged, because Santiago is in this little strip right here. But Bolivia's really putting up no defense. There is defense, but compared to Chile, they can't really put up a fight. Chile's most likely the first strongest country in the continent at this rate. And when I say Bolivia is probably somewhere near, the bottom of the list. If not, they're above Ecuador. I'm not saying Bolivia's weak. No country here is weak. No country's weak, to a certain extent. But Bolivia is losing a lot of land rapidly, and they're kind of calling for help. Nobody's going to give it to them, because why would you want to waste resources on a country that is already really poor? Chile sees absolute ease pushing the country, as, well, they're trained for the mountains. But when they get up to the Amazon, they have a bit of a challenge. However, they keep pushing through. They are able to capture La Paz, which is basically going to admit defeat for Bolivia. They lose some other major cities. They lose Circe. They lose whatever other major cities they have. The Bolivian army is losing a lot of morale, and what now Chile has occupied is what Bolivia's most important land is basically is. We have Chile focusing around the Paraguayan area, as they see that as pretty valuable to Bolivia. They push them in the jungle a bit, but once they kind of realise we're pushing into the Amazon, why are we doing this? They stop, and eventually they capture... What's the city called? I don't remember what the city's called. I think that's a city around here. A major city, if not, maybe somewhere near, Argentina. But after they lose that city and that area of land, Bolivia's going to surrender because they have nothing else but jungle. Now, warning, get ready for some horrendous borders in this peace treaty. Yep, I warned you. That looks disgusting. That looks horrible. Bolivia off to Chile once again, and in all reality, Bolivia's a bit mad. But Bolivia's kind of crumbled after this. They don't have much else. Really, they don't have much else. So we have them signed to unite with Brazil. I don't actually know the relations between Bolivia and Brazil. I know they're okay. I haven't heard bad relations between these two. Honestly, I don't think many countries in South America even hate each other. I'm not even lying. Most countries in South America are pretty peaceful, because this is a very neutral continent. Venezuela is most likely the only one that people hate. Obviously, Chile and Bolivia have bad relations, but I wouldn't say it's horrible. They're just kind of there from when Chile took the coast of Bolivia. Now, Chile's put with a pretty hard choice. They can expand into Argentina, which would be interesting. They can expand up into Peru, which would be interesting. Brazil, no, that would be dumb. Or Paraguay, who is the weakest one. So the Chilean government has to think, but they do decide that Paraguay will most likely be the best option. And they realise that this would most likely give them an advantage in the future, not spoiling anything on something. But Paraguay's even weaker than Bolivia. They're not even going to be able to put up a defence. Paraguay is so shaken up after the three-way war they had. They're still shaken up to that point. They're still shaken up still to that at this point. It's going to be really interesting when I give them an empire, because, well, they lost all their neighbours, so it's going to be interesting. Paraguay loses really not the important land. This is gorgeous jungle. But once the Chileans are able to capture Ascension, we have Paraguay surrendering. They don't want to deal with it. The government learned from the Three-Way War, or they know what happened in the Three-Way War, and they ain't having it. So go with this quick peace treaty. So Chile annexes all of Paraguay, and Argentina kind of realizes something. They were kind of surrounded by Chile before, but now they're surrounded by Chile, and Chile... The reason Chile invaded Paraguay was to declare war on Argentina, and in all reality, this is what Chile's going to have left, because Brazil and Peru, they don't really want to have a beef. They don't want beef. They don't want to have to fight Peru in all reality. Peru's a pretty strong country, and honestly, Chile probably doesn't want to deal with all the mountains. Saying that, Argentina's a strong country, but Chile's been preparing for this invasion for a while. Chile wins this, I don't think they're going to be fully annexing Argentina. That's just too much time to handle. This is the 8th largest country in the world right here. So Chile, the Chilean Empire begins their invasion of the Republic of Argentina. I hope that's it. Swarms of Chilean troops exile from Paraguay and Bolivia. This is just kind of a distraction. They aren't really doing anything. These guys' goal is more to distract the Argentinians. What their main fun is going to be is this one, which is able to capture the Argentinian panhandle. Oh my god, it happened again. Chile's gone for a strategy here, and this is just to use every troop. Kind of similar to what I think Sweden did in my video. They just used all the Swedish Empire video. I think they used all their troops. I don't even think they were holding back. I think they were using many troops as possible. They were pushing out from basically every side at this point, capturing as much as possible for Argentina mobilized. I would say at this point, Chile's probably like the second strongest country, just barely. So this is going to be a pretty interesting war. Chile had a plan. Chile obviously wants to expand around the Santiago area. This is kind of understandable. You don't want to lose your capital. They also capture whatever monster this is. God, I can't wait to get rid of this monstrosity. How does it even happen? Oh, right, Spain. Thanks, Spain. Thanks, Europeans, for making borders so ugly. Only the French did a good job. Jeez, well, actually, I don't think the French did a good job. If you come over there to this part of Africa, basically all of these guys are owned by the French, and they just drew a bunch of random lines and said countries. At least the British actually gave quite a good chunk of land to every single one they leased. I don't know, actually, that's something to see. But eventually, Chile is going to start to be slowed down by the Argentinian forces, but they did capture a good portion of land. They keep expanding around here, and Argentina is more focused on this area, so as they're pushing back, they get pushed in. Argentina's gonna try and push up towards Paraguay and Bolivia to liberate them, but that doesn't go very well. As the Chileans organize some troops and push back. Not too much, because they don't really want to do that. This is a really tough war for Chile to fight. They are trying their best to do this. Now we have them pushing down around here in probably the most brutal war South America's ever seen. There are so many Argentinian troops here, but also so many Chilean troops. And Argentina kind of realizes the plan. They're gonna capture Buenos Aires. They're pushing down near Uruguay, which only means one thing. They're going for Buenos Aires. Eventually, Chilean troops get there. Over 300,000 Chilean troops are there. And immediately, before Argentinian troops arrive, they start to beef up this defense, even though this does cost a lot. And they realize, and they now summon one of their next plans, and that is to encircle this entire area. What the plan was to expand around here to show that they are defending their forces. Well, Argentina is going to move a lot of troops out, so what Chile wants to do is encircle these troops, because there are a lot of troops here. So, not many troops, they are just organising troops to protect the most important part. But once Argentina does see what's happening, the Argentine government just tells everyone to retreat, and over 100,000 men are able to retreat, but it comes at the cost of losing over 250,000. Now, Chile is, this is a really painful war. That was most likely one of the biggest, that was a good chunk of, Argentina's entire army. I would say they only have a good, maybe 200,000 remaining. Chile is going all out right now. I think the biggest encirclement ever was a Soviet one around this area that managed to kill over 400,000 troops. Oh no, was it a German one that was taking place around here? I just point to Moscow. Why am I doing that? Chile, the world realizes that Chile is not messing around. They keep pushing in as Argentina is kind of collapsing. That was a humongous loss they just had. More and more troops are being captured, as well as an encirclement of 10,000 happening. So yeah, Argentina is starting to lose a lot of troops. And now we have the fight of Buenos Aires, and whoever's successful in this basically won the war. And it's Chile. Chile captures Buenos Aires, and basically from there on, Argentina is going to collapse. Argentinian troops start to flee the country as the government struggles to stay alive. Eventually, the people uprise the government, and in probably the deadliest battle South America's ever witnessed, the people of Argentina rise up and surrender. That was not an easy war. Chile had a lot of losses from that. So, Argentina's gone. Let's take a look at this peace treaty. So, peace treaty, Chile becomes really weird. What even is this? The fact they left the part of Argentina just makes it look ugly. So, Chile has expanded everywhere. They have a peace treaty with Argentina. Oh, yeah, I don't think I mentioned this, actually. They don't have a peace treaty. I forgot. I kind of forgot to call it a name, but Argentina's a puppet. So, if Chile really wanted to, they could annex Argentina. Well, the puppet Argentina. So, just remember, that is puppet. So, basically, Chile's taken over a good amount of South America. They would. All I can see them maybe doing now is invading Uruguay, probably making it part of their puppet. Attack Peru, maybe take over their coast, and turn the rest of that into a puppet. And then maybe invade Brazil. That would not go well. And if I'm being honest, I don't think Chile would. No matter how much Chile would ramp their army up, I don't think they would ever be able to beat Brazil. They would still beat Brazil, but I don't think they could maybe, actually full-on beat Brazil. All these Empire videos, I make it so they're sort of realistic. Because it just... If Chile beat Brazil without any pushback, it wouldn't make any sense. No matter how strong Chile became, I don't think they'd be able to get anywhere near what Brazil is. Because Brazil's the 12th strongest country in the world. So that's going to be it for this video. A short Empire video. But I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.